What's going on, guys? Pete Nova here with the Faceoff Sports Network. I'm back with my early top 10 running back rookie rankings for the Dynasty football season heading into 2025. Now, I know it's early, but it is prospect season. I want to give you guys an early look to see where I currently stand pre-combine, as these rankings will likely adjust, and give you guys some insight on some players that maybe you don't know yet. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. The number one running back on my list should come as no surprise. It's going to be Ashton Jeanty out of Boise State. 21 years old, 5'9", 215 pounds, Heisman runner-up, and an All-American. In college, he ran for 4,769 yards, 50 touchdowns, and had 6.4 yards per carry in his collegiate career. He caught the ball 80 times for 862 yards and 6 touchdowns. He projects as a 3-down back and a starter, of course, in the NFL. His ability to catch the football as well as rush the football will keep him on the field. He led all of college football with 151 missed tackles forced, and he had a breakaway run rate of 52.6%. His yards after contact were 1,970 yards in his 2024 season. And, his ability to seamlessly accelerate is one of the things that pops out on film. His rare blend of power and speed as a dual threat runner, as well as something that is going to be appealing for NFL coaches. He's got really fast feet. He's light on his feet, runs really low to the ground, and has awesome balance. And he's a really good receiver. As we talked about it, when he was a starter in the last 2 years, he had 66 career receptions. So Ashton Jeanty is going to be number one on my list, and I don't expect that to really change even with more testing. My number two running back on this list is going to be Kaleb Johnson, 21 years old, played for a Power 5 school at Iowa. He set Iowa's freshman rushing record with 779 yards in 2022. 6 foot, 225 pounds, an early down banger with 3-down potential. He's got really great vision and decisiveness, maximizing his yardage in tight space. He's going to be best fit in a zone blocking scheme, leveraging his one-cut ability. Rushed for 1,537 yards, 21 touchdowns, and 6.4 yards per carry in 2024. Caught the ball 22 times for 188 yards and 2 touchdowns. His 56.1% breakaway run rate was one of the highest in all of college football. And his yards after contact were 1,060. He forced 66 missed tackles. Big Ten production is the big thing that stands out here. NFL teams are going to be looking at that as somebody who's going to be ready and can translate into the NFL. His power and burst, he's a consistent chain mover. He's a big body at 225 pounds at 6 foot. And he's durable physical runner. He can wear down defenses. Areas where he can improve is probably pass protection and receiving. He didn't catch a ton of passes in college, but his upside is really going to be going to a team that's going to be run first and just going to want to feature a banger and a run heavy offense. So Kaleb Johnson out of Iowa is going to be my RB2 in this class so far. My number 3 running back in this class is going to be TreVeyon Henderson out of Ohio State. At 5'10", 208 pounds, he was a 5-star recruit coming out of high school. He's a freshman All-American in 2021 when he rushed for 1,248 yards, 19 total touchdowns as a freshman. His senior year, he had 1,010 yards rushing with 10 total touchdowns and 7 yards per carry when he split time with Quinshon Judkins. He had a 53.9% breakaway run rate. He caught the ball 26 times for 268 yards and just had 1 drop in his senior season. He's going to be a versatile fit in both zone and gap blocking schemes due to his acceleration and big play potential. He's a dynamic running back who definitely projects to be able to be a 3-down back. He can catch the football and run the football. He's also a really good blocker. He's an effective 3rd-down option with great receiving abilities and can definitely be a key asset for a team. He's got really high upside, and durability is going to be the biggest concern at 208 pounds and being 5'10", but he got it done on in college and was just one of the more exciting, bigger play backs. Even with splitting time at Quinshon Judkins, he was able to carve out a really good senior season. And it's hard to ignore that he was an All-American as a freshman and just bursted on the scene. I think he's going to be a really great talent when he goes to the pros, and he's going to be a number 3 running back in this class so far for Dynasty. All right, so my number 4 running back is going to be Omarion Hampton out of North Carolina. At 6 foot, 220 pounds, he projects as a guy that can take a full heavy workload in the NFL. He was an All-American as a sophomore, and at 21 years old, he rushed for 2,911 yards in his 3 seasons with UNC. He had 30 career rushing touchdowns and had 16 games of 100 or more rushing yards in his 3 seasons with North Carolina. He caught the ball 38 times for 373 yards, 2 touchdowns, and just 2 drops in his final year with North Carolina. He projects as a guy that can be an immediate impact player, especially in a downhill gap-heavy rushing attack. He can be an early down hammer with the potential to develop into a 3-down back. He definitely caught a lot of passes as a college player. He can definitely improve on his route running skills, but he can be a day 1 starter if he finds the right landing spot in the NFL. I'm really excited to see where he goes, and I think he's going to project to be a good player as long as he finds the right scheme. So Omarion Hampton is going to be my number 4 player in this class as it stands today for Dynasty Rookie Running Back Rankings. At number 5, it's going to be Devin Neal out of Kansas at 5'11", 210 pounds. This guy's really fun to watch on film. It may come as a surprise, but I think he's going to translate really well, and that's why I have him so high on this list. He had back-to-back seasons of 1,200 or more rushing yards, and he also had 2 seasons where he had 16 rushing touchdowns in back-to-back seasons as well. He was able to force 46 missed tackles last season and also had 35 runs of 10 or more rushing yards. He caught 26 passes for 266 yards and 2 touchdowns last season. I think his best fit is going to be in a zone blocking scheme that kind of capitalizes on his vision and his one-cut running ability. He's got big play potential. He's an explosive runner in open space, and he's a really natural pass catcher. He's effective in the screen, swing passes, and wheel routes. I think he also has slot versatility. He can line up as a receiver and also has reliable hands. He's solid pass protector, and I think that's going to translate because he can handle blitz pickups really, really well. And I also think he's going to be a good guy because he's experienced. He's gone against top competition in a Power 5 conference, and so he's got minimal wear and tear, and I think that's going to enhance his long-term upside. So that's why I have Devin Neal here at number 5. My number 6 guy on this list is going to be RJ Harvey out of UCF. At 5'9", 208 pounds, he displays elite lateral quickness in tight spaces. He rushed for 1,577 yards, 6.8 yards per carry, and had 22 rushing touchdowns on the ground in 2024. That put him at 3rd most in all of college football. He was also able to force 69 missed tackles, placing him 8th overall in college football this season. Caught the ball 20 times for 267 yards and had 13.4 yards per catch for 3 touchdowns in his last season with UCF. He displays elite lateral quickness with his jump cuts in tight spaces at the line of scrimmage. He also has really good contact balance. He's able to bounce off of tacklers while maintaining his momentum. And he's got really great speed and acceleration. He's able to hit home runs, outrunning defenders on the field. He's got really good vision and patience in the hole, which effectively helps him set up his blocks and exploits cutback lanes in zone schemes. He definitely has 3-down potential. He's a versatile runner and can also, catch the football really well. He has natural hands out of the backfield. He rarely fumbles, even in heavy traffic, and he's got big play ability. He's going to need to develop in pass pro, which is my biggest concern for him when he gets the next level. But he's a guy that is likely going to be a late day 2, early day 3 pick, and landing spot's going to be key for him if he can be utilized correctly. He definitely his best fit would be in a zone heavy offense that can maximize his vision and speed and also his open field elusiveness. But he's one of my favorite running backs to watch in this class, and I'm really excited to see where he goes in this 2025 NFL draft. All right, guys, my number 7 running back is going to be Ollie Gordon out of Oklahoma State. 6'1", 211 pounds, 21 years old. You might remember this guy in 2023. He was named the best running back in all of college football. Had a little bit of a down year in 2024. Rushed for 880 yards, 4.6 yards per carry for 13 touchdowns on the ground. He also caught 29 passes for 179 and a touchdown. In 2023, though, he rushed for 1,732 yards for Oklahoma, got into the end zone 21 times on the ground, and also caught 39 passes for 330 yards and a touchdown. And this is a guy that displays really good vision and patience. He sets up his blocks really well and finds gaps. He has a really good blend of size and speed. They're projecting him to run somewhere around a 4.45 when he gets to the combine. And he's got really good contact balance, consistently bounces off tackles to gain extra yards, and has good lateral agility for a guy his size in tight spaces. He's got good build-up speed, when he kind of pulls away from defenders on long runs, and he has soft hands and good route running ability. He caught 39 passes in 2023, powerful lower body, drives through contact really well, and he's got good ball security. He's reliable. He fumbled just 2 times on 285 carries. This is a guy that I really think will project well. I don't see him having issues finding himself in a 3-down role because he's a good pass blocker and can catch the football, and he could be a guy that can be a bruiser as well on early downs. So he's going to be my number 7 running back on this list. All right, guys, my number 8 running back on this list is going to be Quinshon Judkins out of Ohio State. I'm a little bit lower than him on consensus, but he's 5'11", 210 pounds. He was SEC Freshman of the Year in 2022. He rushed for 924 yards, 5.3 yards per carry, and 10 rushing touchdowns on the ground. He caught 17 catches for 118 and 1 touchdown. This is a guy that shows exceptional burst and acceleration. He hits holes quickly and maximizes small creases. He's got good contact balance, breaks through arm tackles, fights for extra yards, good vision and patience, sets up his blocks pretty well. He's more ideal fit for a zone-based running scheme. He's got good compact frame and power, absorbs hits without losing momentum, and quick feet. He makes sharp cuts, makes defenders miss in tight spaces. And his receiving, he's got upside receiving-wise. He's got good hands and good ability to gain yards after catch. But the biggest knock on him is he's going to have to work on his pass pro, and he's going to have to work on his route running at the next level to make an impact on 3rd downs. But he's a guy that can make an immediate impact when he gets to the NFL. This guy could be drafted pretty high, and that could really change his rankings depending on, if he gets that, high 2nd round draft capital. This would definitely change my rankings for what I have. But right now, just based on the tape and what I've seen, I have him here at number 8 on my list. At number 9, I have Dylan Sampson out of Tennessee, 20 years old, 5'11", 190 pounds. He led the SEC and was the rushing leader in 2024 through 3 games with 9 rushing touchdowns. He rushed for 1,491 yards this season for 5.9 yards per carry and had 22 rushing touchdowns. He had a nose for getting into the end zone. He also caught 20 passes for 143 yards. And this is a guy that has explosive breakaway speed. He projects to be somewhere in the 4.3s when he does run his 40 time. He has home run hitting ability. Best fit fact, despite his smaller frame, and he's going to be a versatile weapon. Creative coordinators can probably deploy him in multiple roles. And, he's got a clean injury history, was durable as well in his college career. He's going to need to develop in pass pro if he wants to evolve into a 3-down back. Being 190 pounds at that size, he's going to either need to put some weight on or just really refine his pass pro game to stay on the field to be a 3-down back. I think he's a guy that could, he's got good route running ability. So I would hope he can work on that pass pro because it's going to make him that much better at the NFL level because he'll be able to stay on the field more. But he's going to be my number 9 running back on this list. Rounding out the top 10, this is going to be a fun one here. It's going to be Brashard Smith out of SMU, 21 years old. He's 5'10", 196 pounds. This is a converted wide receiver to running back. He was a great specialist in college as well, earned second team all ACC honors in that department. This is a guy that, reminds me of a Tyrone Tracy or Antonio Gibson, where converted wide receiver to running back in the NFL, and, a good satellite back. This is going to be a guy that is going to fit well in a zone scheme, as well as maybe a spread offense that's going to be able to get him in open field and, show that explosiveness. He also has great acceleration and has top end speed, consistently outruns defenders and creates big plays. He's got natural hands. As a receiver background, it makes him a smooth and reliable pass catching back. Great vision in space as well. He finds cutback lanes and, like I said, excels in kick returns and open field opportunities. Quick twitch athlete, efficient stop and start ability, and excellent change of direction. He's going to be a versatile offensive weapon, capable of providing mismatches. Is this a guy that they can maybe line up in the slot, and move around in the offense? His biggest need is going to be pass protection. He needs to refine his blocking technique and avoid relying solely on his athleticism. That's going to be a natural thing. And that's going to be a big knock on some of these running backs is their pass protection. To get on the field, you're going to need to be able to pass protect well. Now, I do want to mention, because that does end my top 10, an honorable mention is obviously going to be Skattebo, Cam Skattebo, right, out of Arizona. Really, really good running back. I just need to see how he tests. I think he could be a good NFL pro, but he's one guy that I didn't put on this list because I'm just really waiting to see his testing before I feel comfortable putting him inside my top 10. But that's going to do it for me, guys. Thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. I would love to hear your comments, or, anybody that was left off of this list. Is there anybody too high, too low? Let me know in the comments below. Also, follow me on X at Supernova38. That's with 2 R's, Supernova38. You can ask me any questions you want there and follow me. I do interact, and I will definitely get to any questions that you may have. But that's going to do it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.